see. In this world, there are lovers, liars, you will see. Between opposing cultures, the lasting light for a deal you made last night. But there's no limits to a man in your position. You've traveled the world 100 times, but the victims of your past are still in waiting. And I love to see your faces they arrive, 'cause the world is small and time is fast and changing. A pontiff to a world is now burning. Riding in this world, our love is never found easy. Riding in this world, our love is never found easy. You believe that there's something new for me to see. In this world, there are lovers, liars, you will see. You believe that there's something new for me to see. In this world, there are lovers, liars, you will see.
Welcome to the House of Plum. I'm Josh.
I'm Frank.
I'm Jay.
I'm Alan.
Welcome back. This is our 6th episode of the show. We got a new face to the show and a couple returns. And why don't you guys tell a little bit about yourself?
Well,
Well, we know about Alan,
Yeah.
so
I'm just
But
a
you can-
returning. I'm just a returning fella. My name is Alan. I was here on the gaming and what?
yeah, the
Yeah. Our
video game episode.
Video
Yeah.
game episode, yeah. And
Yeah.
here I
That's
am.
cool. And John, I've known him since we were
Yep.
like
We were-
diapers, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Behind the grasshopper.
Thanks, Frank. Yeah, we went to school together from elementary school,
Yep.
and my wife and I, we just moved back up here and got a hold of Frank, and he invited me to the show.
Yeah, I mean, since nobody else didn't want to be on, so it's like, we can use all the help we can get. I also like to thank Jason Hodereed, who was on a few episodes before, who got us the band Anival Fausto. Okay, sorry about that. He was nice enough to get us our last couple of bands, and I just thought I'd bring that up. Today's topics are going to be road rage and
food and drink.
food and drink. So that's what we're going to go for this afternoon. And I think what we're going to do was start with the band's interview.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah, we're
think?
gonna talk to the band
Ready
for
for
a
that
little
yet,
bit.
or-
So we're gonna get up. So
Yeah, we're going to introduce the band and with their backgrounds. And so, all right. So how long you guys been a band?
For a year and like 4 months. A year.
Really?
Yeah, maybe a year and a month. It was like
That's cool.
It was like August.
Yeah, last August that we all.
Always been in the South Bend area, or
Yeah, I
grew
mean,
up here.
did you?
yeah,
He grew up.
I've traveled, but I've been here for 12, 14
12
years
years.
now. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Most of us are from South Bend,
Yeah.
Mishawaka too. I live in Mishawaka, but
Yeah.
same difference, pretty much. Yeah.
we're definitely a South Bend band.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
Do a lot of gigs and stuff too, or
yeah, Yeah, I mean, in South Bend, you know what I mean? We've
Yeah.
played probably every place that you could play.
That's cool.
We ventured out a little bit. We just did a gig in Chicago a couple months ago. A month and a half ago.
Wow.
It was fun.
So yeah, that'd be exciting.
So,
So-
yeah,
All right.
we're chugging along.
Yeah, that's good.
We're gonna branch out this winter and next spring into like, you know, more Chicago and Indianapolis and maybe out in Ohio and Deptford up into Michigan, like
Gonna
Grand
start.
Rapids and Kalamazoo and Detroit and all that stuff.
That's cool. So you're gonna start going a
So
little more road.
if you have any dates, you know, you can just
Yeah, if you
you know,
want to.
let us know. Put them on the
Sure.
show.
Saturday,
Like,
we're at Evil Check Brewery.
Yeah, this is
I saw that on your
Saturday.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a free show, so
Yeah.
we love free shows.
Yeah.
The 17th of October, we're at Smith's in Mishawaka.
Smiths.
All ages show.
Yeah, non-smoking.
That place is still around.
Oh yeah, it's still around.
Was there when we were in high school, wasn't it?
Well, it just
Well-
reopened a couple years ago with the new management. So,
Oh,
October 4th.
October 4th.
yeah, October
Okay.
4th, we're at Sufi's Blues House,
That's cool.
new place downtown, and it's gonna be a little while, but December 12th we'll be at LaSalle Kitchen and Tavern.
Okay.
That's our
Yeah,
place. So
I know that place. Well, I usually go there, but I know what we're talking about.
McCormick's, December 5th.
December
December
5th, McCormick's.
First Friday.
First Friday,
Yeah.
Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, but you can find the stuff on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, it's-
I might try and come to some of them, but I usually work a lot on the weekends, so work retail. It's like
I gotcha.
get
Yeah.
tired of it. That's why I started doing this. I did this once before, actually myself with some other friends in Mishawaka, but and channel came back, so I was like, cool, I had to get back on.
yeah. So you guys do anything other than music? Like anything else in the arts?
I do. I paint, like, you know, do art, fine art, if you want to call that,
Yeah.
whatever. But
I saw a few pictures of that.
yeah, I mean, other than that, we have day jobs like everybody else.
Yeah.
Vinny and I play in a few other bands too, so.
Yeah, I think I seen you at the Enba Jar.
I also do percussion in an African dance ensemble. Just me and another drummer for IUSB. It's an IUSB class, and we do performances at IUSB and elsewhere with a bunch of dancers, and we do a class there.
Because weren't you the Ember Jar's drummer at that one
I
show?
also play with Ember Jar and
Yeah, I thought-
Starcraft.
Yeah. I thought I saw you there that one night. We were all there, so that's cool.
Yeah, I stayed kind of busy.
Yeah, well, you gotta do that. All right, you want to go on with the show?
Yeah, we'll go
Oh.
on with the show.
Well, thank you guys for showing
Thank
up.
you.
So, yep.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll play in a bit.
All right. All right, guys. So, what's the first discussion of the day?
Road rage?
Yeah, let's talk
got
about
it.
road rage because I have lots of it. Lots of road rage.
I see a lot of it.
I also see a lot of it. With
Have you noticed a lot of people have been turning left when the light's red lately?
Well, you gotta also take in consideration all the people who turn around and, you know, putts, and then when you turn around and actually pass them up, they turn around and like, well, since you did that, I'm gonna buzz by you and sit in
That
front
too.
of you.
Have you seen anybody do a U-turn when they're on the right side of the road
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
4-lane traffic?
yes, I saw
Yeah,
that
that's what I'm
yesterday.
talking about. The light
about-
turns red, and then they turn left, and they do that U-turn on the other side of the street to go to the other side of the street. I'm like, don't these people learn the laws of driving?
Right, I know. It's like, do you just have to like know your name to get a license?
There's also the whole bit about people going backwards down one-way streets.
I heard that.
Okay, everybody sitting at this table has done that once at least.
Oh, come on, going down the wrong way of traffic?
Maybe not on purpose, but we've all done it.
I do that at work when I'm locking gates. Like, I will literally drive backwards everywhere.
But then again, there's
It takes
also the
skill.
people who, you know, like down here in Maine, you know, how it splits off into two different, you know, one going one way. A couple of people, I think, I've seen it twice when I rode with you. People going the opposite way down a one-way street.
I did that one time, actually. I was coming home from a Silverhawks game, and my brother was with me, and I turned the wrong way street.
You know, the strange story on that is
I was only like 16, 17 at the time, so I didn't really know any better.
I've had someone try to give me the wrong directions down a one-way street.
Really?
You know, yeah, they're like,
I say
you know, I'm
it's their
just
fault,
two
though.
houses down. It's still a one, just turn. Like, no, I just go one down, turn around, come on back.
Well, what about down in Indy? Were there are a lot of one-way streets down there now?
Every other street is a one-way, north, south, east, west.
Really?
It doesn't matter.
I know South Bend has a few, but I don't know.
Yeah, down there, down in Indy, it's a whole different ball game. You have to go 3 blocks over to go 1 block up, and it's a nightmare sometimes.
Try Chicago traffic.
Oh God,
Like,
Chicago traffic.
like literally, I went to Chicago to go to the museum. My girlfriend and I went to Maryville for a for a convention, and we got stuck in a lane, and I didn't know that it was a parking lane because I saw cars moving in it. And it's like, where are the signs? Then, you know, you got homeless people like in the middle of the street in gridlock traffic trying to like get money from people
Hey,
in
can I
like
wash
their
your window?
stinky shoes. It's
Yeah.
I hate Chicago so much, and it's not Chicago as a whole. It's because of the traffic.
It's like these people go to driving school. Do they even pay attention to what they're learning? Or do they just decide to do whatever they want once they get on the road?
I would say do whatever they want on once they get to the road.
Have you ever noticed they don't even stop for ambulances or fire trucks anymore?
I've even caught so many people turning around and actually going through a red light at the same time someone else is just making it through before it turns yellow. So I've seen 5 or 6 people different doing that.
Yeah,
It just-
I've gotten into a couple accidents like that where somebody thought the light was going to change and they thought they could turn, and I was still going through. Drove right into them.
It's amazing how people are these days. It's like they just don't seem to care about anything anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I really hate, like, I don't, like, no disrespect towards motorcycle drivers or you know, bikers. If you ride, that's cool. But there's a certain type of driver that gets on my nerves, and that's the, I don't have a license and I ride on a moped driver, and the guys on, like, the crotch rockets. And I had an issue where a guy in a crotch rocket sped up, looked in my window, and started talking crap to me. And that little demonic thought in my brain started talking to me, and it said, "Open up the door and hit him." And I didn't do it because I'm not a jerk, but you know, like, people don't realize the consequences of their actions. What if I felt that guy was a threat to me, and I decide, hey, I'm gonna open up the door and I'm just gonna clip him on his bike and he's gonna get really bad road rash? That could kill him. But that's a provoke, you know. So if you're on a motorcycle, don't be a feminine hygiene product. And that's just putting it nicely.
Another thing I don't understand is, like, okay, lately I've been going to speed limit a lot lately. And I get like 10, 50, 100 people wanting to speed up past me just to get the red light 5 minutes sooner than they would have if they would just gone the speed limit.
It's not only that, but you also got it on freeways and interstates too. Even bypasses, they're all going 10, 15 over, and you're going 5.
No.
More.
I'm going 10, 15 over. They're going 20, 25 over. Dead serious, because I drive in a bypass every day. Look right now, the cops are going to follow because they know how fast I go.
So you're the one not going to get a ticket.
No, I only go that fast if I'm late to work. But
A lot of people have the arrogance to just turn around and speed past people and just cut them off. And, you know, I see a lot of people, and I do see very few people actually kind and courteous to give the cushion, you know, the legal 2-3 car length. You know, you see that very rarely, and then when you see people turn around, it's like, ooh, I got to get in, just get off. You could have just stayed behind me and gotten off.
Yeah.
Well, I had an incident the other day driving up 31 from Indianapolis back up to Mishawaka, and I was on the new bypass area, and I had seen a cop in the southbound lanes, had a car pulled over, and a minivan drove by me, probably doing 85, something like that. Well, next thing I know, this cop car that had been in the southbound lane previously drove by me probably at least at 110, 20 miles an hour. And it was just to go and pull that minivan over. And I can understand the pulling him over for going 85 miles an hour, but him doing 120 to go pull that van over and causing safety of other people, that's where I just don't understand sometimes. Just to do a traffic stop.
Yeah.
If it was an emergency where a house was on fire or something like that and he had to get to there immediately, I can understand that. But just for a simple traffic stop, that's just pushing the limits too far.
I honk at cops for that. Like, I really don't care the consequences. If you drive like a pain in the butt, then I am going to honk at you. I don't care if you have a badge. I don't care if you're, you know, if there's no emergency,
You do
your
realize
lights
we're going to be watched after this show now.
Oh
right?
well. You know, if you don't have your lights on and it's not an emergency, and you don't need to run that red light. I've actually almost hit a couple of cops because they decided to turn on a red light when I had the right of way, making me having to stop when I was just going straight. And don't abuse the badge. Just that, you know, that's,
Yeah.
Does anybody know why? Like,
that provokes like the inner rage in me, and especially people that ride their bikes. Like, I don't like pedal bike riders because I always get the people that wear nothing but black, riding on a black bike with no reflectors, and they want to ride in the middle of the street, or they want to like pull right out in front of me when I'm going 45 miles an hour.
People with no headlights on either.
Oh yeah, I hate them too so much. I almost hit a guy coming home from work. Well, actually no, I wasn't coming home from work, but I was leaving my job to pick up my girlfriend from her job. And it's Friday night, it's raining, day before a Notre Dame game, and a guy just blows through a stop sign when I'm on a road that only has lights. No signs, just lights. And I wasn't coming towards a light. I had the right of way, and this dude just, you know, I almost hit him really hard. I had to stop, and I came almost this close from hitting the dude. And I tried looking for that car.
What, a cop?
No, it was just a regular person. Just, you know, not thinking. Just, I mean.
No.
I get teased for going the speed limit, but I don't care.
That's
I'm not
because
gonna
you're
cause-
getting old.
No, I just don't want to get speeding tickets unnecessarily or anything like that either.
I was riding with an uncle, and this one guy was driving without headlights on, and it was pouring down rain on a Saturday. Ooh. I'm
That's
sorry,
gotta
but
suck.
if you can't see, you know, too much clearer than, you know, what, mile and a half, and you all of a sudden see a car coming out of nowhere with no headlights on, I mean, aren't you supposed to have those on anyway when it's raining?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know.
Or to go on the opposite side.
My car lights up automatically come on anyway, so it's like I never have to worry about it.
That actually is an interesting thing. the whole automatic car lights thing. I mean, that's just like, shouldn't we do that automatically, not have the car do it?
Well, yeah, but
Basic knowledge, but if you're
Laziness.
if you're like me and you have a horrible memory, like, did I forget to turn something on in here?
Oh wait, it's on auto.
No, but then to go on the flip side, you have the people that drive around with their brights on.
Oh God, I hate those people. Those
then
are the
those
people that
people-
want to ride you too.
And
They
then
wanna,
those
oh my
people
goodness.
also who turn their brights on because they're actually missing a bulb or two. Because
Yeah.
the bulb
I've been
was
guilty
burnt
of
out
that.
on the low.
well, to
I'd
be
be
honest,
guilty of that.
I go with the brights on the bypass because sometimes it's just there's no railings
Yeah.
and it's hard to see where you're going sometimes, so it kind of helps with that.
The only
but-
way I would have my lights on the bypass is if I know that there's no one for a good
well, yeah, I don't
5
do
miles.
it.
And
Yeah, I
no
don't
one-
do it when people are right in front of me, but
Yeah. See, I actually had an accident due to that. A lady was coming at me and she started flipping her brights and then just left them on. She was trying to warn me that there was a deer in front of me, but with her brights on, it blinded me for a second, and then I also just looked down to see if I had my brights on by accident. When I looked up, there was a deer right in front of me. And
Ouch.
that was the end of that car.
is that the accident you were telling me about? Back?
No.
Oh.
No.
What about semis? How do you feel about semis?
I travel enough that semis can be your friend if you're nice to them. Like if they want to go around you and you just flip your lights to say, okay, it's safe to get over now. Like they'll usually be nice to you, but if you're kind of a jerk, and
Douche.
cut them off or just ride them and whatever, bad things can happen.
I've
Quickly.
noticed that too. You know, the courteousness of people has dropped, and I've seen it myself to where pleasantness around big vehicles really does help. I mean, seriously, you turn around and give courteous, kind responses to semi drivers. They get nice to you, but you turn around and buzz cut them quick, they're not going to think twice to. No.
Yeah, but you don't want to be near a semi in the middle of winter time, especially in the bypass, because you can't see. All the snow goes right in front of your window, and
Then those 3-lane highways, you turn around and have 2 semis on each side of you, and you're like, okay, I got to get out of here quick because you can feel the car moving faster than you want it to.
yeah,
You get those tail whips from
Oh,
either side. Yeah,
Oh.
that's not.
I've been
Comfortable
boxed
feeling.
in by semis so many times, and one time I literally got boxed in by 8 semis. There was literally 4 through the whole row, and I was like, you know what, F it. I punched it, and I went 120, and I just got as far as I could because I had my mom and my brother got hit by a semi, and they got trapped underneath the actual semi itself. My brother was in a coma for a few days, and I was a baby in a car seat. So,
Yeah, I never feel comfortable with the people doing, when they do construction and they have it down to 2 lanes, and those lanes are barely big enough for you in the semi.
yeah.
And you're basically in one of those frantic modes. Am I too close to the sides? Am I too close to the sides? I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here. Can I get out of here yet? And there's a semi sitting in front of you and one behind you.
Do you remember where Loading Zone Liquor used to be? In Mishawaka, across from the cemetery? All right, well, I was with a guy, and we went to go see one of my ex-girlfriends, and we were coming back in from Goshen, and I can't remember if I was driving or if he was driving, but there was a semi driving in a road where you're not supposed to have semis that pushed us off of the road. He swerved in our lane. He went into our lane and we hit sidewalk. We were driving on the sidewalk. then there was another incident. In fact, Alan was with me when this happened. We were with my parents helping them look for a new vehicle.
Oh yeah.
And my believe it was my nephew was in the car with us, and a semi comes and almost knocks off the rearview mirror or the side mirror of the driver's side part of the car, on the driver's side door.
That was one of those things to where it cut pretty close to us.
I was heated. I was.
You were livid. What are you
so
talking about?
heated.
You were livid.
Like, I took down numbers, I took down plates. We even did an internet search to find out what company those tags went to, and we hunted down the name of that company and called it up. And the problem was supposedly this driver was so good with his company that they just brushed it off. I was like, I was telling them, you're not hearing me, all right? You know how small that road is. I just told you, there was a baby in the vehicle with me. Why wasn't he, giving warning that he was going to, come into, a St. Bernard coming in through a cat door, pretty much. It's
Good analogy.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. That day was just ridiculous. So many incidences that you can remember that day. That was one of those major issues to where it was like, okay, what next? What next? How about when they do construction and don't even put up signs? Like on those back roads, Those just back roads, and they decide to do construction and they just lay gravel over it. They don't leave any construction's going on here sign, no nothing, just
All of a sudden, at 50 miles an hour, there's a dip.
We're about the halfway mark. You think we should?
I like surprise hydraulics.
Think we should give the band.
Yeah, you guys
Go
want
on.
to have another go?
They're sitting way over there.
you guys want to go
They
again?
left. They got tired of us.
Where are
If
they?
y'all aren't
They're
asleep
over
yet,
there. I guess we can talk for a little while till they're ready.
Yeah. I didn't
gotta
even
find
know
their
there was a-
guitar.
For the construction zone, with traveling, I have had a lot of experience with construction zones all over the U.S. and lots of times drive with a big dually and a 20-foot trailer behind me. And one time up by Niagara Falls, they were doing construction, and they only had the little 2-foot orange cones, not the big orange barrels. And the guy that was driving the truck at the time, it was probably about a 9-foot lane, and we had a 10-foot truck. And for about 2 miles, you just saw orange cones just going poof, 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 flying everywhere.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the band's ready, so we're gonna give them a go. So, enjoy. It's Anival Fausto.
Anival Fausto.
There you go. I'll get your name right one of these times.
Little one, free your mind. Don't let them know you know who's inside. When you feel like letting go, take whatever comes along, Lord.
pretty good, guys.
Like it.
What was the name of that song?
Song's called Little One.
Okay, cool. Thanks for playing. Yep. All right, on with the show. So we want to continue with road rage or go on
Food
to
and drink, because we can go forever when it comes to road rage.
Yes.
Are we going to continue like what we did last time, or?
A little bit we can do a little bit about, like customer service, going to restaurants and stuff like that. But, like, I think my main focus is like, like the art and the science and the production of like putting something together, or even just like enjoying good food, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to have the service too. Like, I was at Stick and Shake Friday night. I don't care if you name it or not, And but anyway, we were there with some friends, and their service wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forgot some of our food, and they weren't that friendly either. I didn't think.
Yeah. Well, which one did you go to?
One in Elkhart.
That's why.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
one's
where I
kind
work.
That one's kind of down.
Best one
Yeah.
to go to is the one by the mall.
Well,
There's
Yeah,
also the one
UP.
over there by Target.
Yeah. All right. I.
there's two of them.
There's one by the mall, and there's one on the other side of the town. By
Oh, that
Popeyes.
one.
That
Yeah, I
one.
forgot about that
That
one.
one's a good one too.
I hardly ever go to South Bend anymore.
I have a friend who's a server, and she posted a receipt on Facebook last night that she got from a customer. The bill was $24.98, and they wrote it out for $25. And underneath it, they wrote, "I put my 2 cents worth in," and that was her tip. And
that's low.
it was, and she's a good server, and it was just like, why would you do that to somebody?
My God.
And I'd rather have somebody leave me nothing than just put 2
2
cents.
cents.
Oh my God.
That's like a slap in the face.
Yeah, I notice at places when I leave like $1 tip, they just look at the receipt like, really?
Yeah.
Well, I only make so much. It's like,
Just,
I gotta do what I can afford.
just for this example, my wife and my son and I, we were out at B-Dubs the other night to go watch the game, and there was this table next to us of adults. And yeah, they were drinking and having fun, but they got up to leave, and the server came over and just picked up the check and was just like, she just dropped her head, and they destroyed the table. And these were 4 adults, and my 5-year-old left the table cleaner than what they did. And it was just despicable that adults can act like children.
Yeah. I like. There's a certain fast food establishment that I like to go to. I'll just make up a name. I'll just say Taco Bell. So, so I go to Taco Bell with, yeah, I'm with my niece. I go to Taco Bell with my niece. I order 4 things. 4 things. It took 45 minutes to get those 4 things.
I could have driven to a different one.
Yeah.
This is the same Taco Bell that I went to that I ordered 2 taco pizzas, and they didn't even mix out any of the ground beef, the refried beans, or anything. They just blop, 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 then put cheese.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't deal with that too much. The last time I went to a fast food restaurant, I had to go to 3 or 4 different ones in order to actually get service because the line was just taking forever. It's just one of those cops were out in the forest and weird Saturdays or Sundays that you could hardly get any service, let alone decent service. And I had to go to 3, 4 different restaurants just to get service, within the next 5 minutes before I had to get back. Yeah, I wasn't expecting much, but hey, it took less time to get the food then than it would have in any other situation, because they would have still been taking orders more than anything else.
Just sticking on fast food for a second, for all the big chain fast food places, I really appreciate that, like for the kids' meals, now that I have a little guy, like for us growing up, it was French fries and a pop, but now they can at least get milk and apples and yogurt and things like that, which I think's nice for the little
Strawberry
guy.
milk,
Yeah.
chocolate milk. You got your apple juice. You got
Wasn't
your
there some law that was passed that they had to kind of do that
Yeah.
for kids now, I thought?
Yeah. Well, they don't really realize that sometimes there's certain religions that wouldn't be able to, you know, get those options. They would have to get the unhealthy option because, you know, some religions you can't even have a regular cheeseburger because you know, or you can't eat the beef and drink milk because it's yeah. But you know, oh my goodness, I've run into some really, I've heard some really weird things. Like there's a I was listening to the radio and a guy was talking about two ice cream places that are in New York and are across the street from each other. And I think the one establishment is called, I think it's called Big Gay Ice Cream or something. And I can't remember the name of the other place, but they said that they have something about like
Captain Margot, was it?
Not too sure. It's then there's a I can't remember the name of the other place, but if there's anything on there, I'll do a quick thing and I'll put it on YouTube. But it's they said that they had the big straight ice cream cone or something like that, and it's supposed to be like an extra large sugar cone or something like that. And I guess the other establishment wants them to, they said that they were being insensitive or something like that, saying that it's, I don't know. It was just really weird because, you know, it's what they call their sugar cone, and I don't know, but I try to stay out of stuff like that, but, you know, I just think it's kind of silly that, you know, one ice cream place would get mad at the other one for...
Man, come on now. You know you can't deny yourself a blizzard every now and then.
Yeah, well, you know, another thing that I heard was...
I've had way too many.
You know the whole thing with you know, Chick-fil-A and you know the with the whole gay rights movement and stuff like that. There's a one school that was given I think like 300 Chick-fil-A sandwiches for their booster club, and you know, just to sell to get money for their you know, their cleats and uniforms and stuff like that. And the principal of the high school said that those sandwiches were not allowed to be sold on premise because of the founder's spiritual beliefs. And when I was listening to the show a little bit more, the guy said that the particular restaurant that these sandwiches came from was like a franchise that was bought out by an individual that's just using the name. So, you know, I just think stuff is weird like that. I like the sandwiches. I mean, like I would buy from a pagan restaurant if they have good food. I don't care.
Yeah.
Food's food as long as it's good.
I've never really had too many issues with fast food or any kind of restaurants.
I hate fast food. Like, I get a lot of idiots when I go to a fast food restaurant.
But the people I went out with that night, though, man, they complained about everything. I couldn't help it. I'm not gonna name names, but they might get mad at me. But
What's the best thing you ever had at a restaurant?
me,
Yeah, any of you.
Big Mac.
Ribs.
Ribs.
No, ribs are good actually.
The ribs at Texas Roadhouse.
Those are pretty good.
I think I found a place that would beat any steak. From what I know, the Salsas makes really good steak. They're like really, I think they're almost authentic Mexican restaurant. They will make your guacamole right at your table.
I think
It
we're
is so
gonna-
good.
You can get that at Hacienda too.
I'd actually like to find a nice rib recipe that's dry
Yeah,
rubbed
but is that
and
really,
then
Mexican though?
what
Yeah.
rub?
Yeah, but guacamole's guacamole.
True.
Come on.
What's the best drink you guys ever had?
Anything?
Adult or regular?
Either.
So it's all out.
Yeah.
I had a nice sized martini that was probably, the bottom of the container was about here, and it was probably about that big around. Nice sized martini. Or it was a margarita, one or the other.
Still going on the martini base. It was a martini glass, but it was filled with ice cream, rum, and Oreo cookies. It was an adult beverage. They called it the Dirty Oreo Martini.
That sounds appropriate, yeah.
I don't know if I would even try that.
Do you have to eat the Oreo afterwards?
Instead of an olive, it was an Oreo.
There was,
It was delicious.
so it's like on top of the glass or something. Was it actually in the drink?
Yeah,
It was in the drink?
yeah. It was inside the drink.
What about you, Frank?
Oreo flavored martinis?
And,
Oh,
like, your
drink.
favorite, like the best drink
Oh.
you've ever had. And don't say like Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke.
Why it is.
So I'll hit you.
No, I like wine. I like Sinvados. Basically any kind of wine you can get.
There's
I'm not big on like alcoholic beverages. Like I don't drink beer a whole lot.
yeah.
But
When I used to drink, the best thing I've ever had was a tequila sunrise.
yeah.
And for my favorite thing was it's a mocktail, which is it's a cocktail with no alcohol in it. It has like an energy drink in it. It had passion fruit and like some other stuff, and it's like really good. You can get it over at Flat Top, but it's really good.
As long as we got that other stuff in it, that's all that matters.
Is there anything that you guys like to make?
One thing I like to make at home, it's a different version of it. I call it drunken chicken. Some people have done it with like a beer can inside of a chicken, but I like taking chicken breasts and cutting them up, and then in the pan put like raspberry vodka and actually flame it off, and that's what gives it the flavor. But it's really fun to do in the kitchen. You have the 3-foot fireball going on and everything. So
I haven't had too many exotic drinks or anything like that.
You should try my fly wings. I make them for Super Bowl only. Then I have cookies that I make
Now, are these the
every
same,
Christmas.
Are these the same wings that we had 2 Super Bowls back, or was it 3? Because if you remember, the recipe changed from 3 months ago, 3 Super Bowls to last.
Yeah, because
Super
because
You marinated it different.
just a little bit. I marinated different, just a little bit. I
But it
marinated
was
for 24 hours in Frank hot sauce, maple syrup, honey.
So we're doing
Orange
lunch after the show,
juice.
right?
Then there was those Frankenstein brats.
Yeah.
One
Well,
thing,
since we don't have that much more time, we could,
we could talk about food forever.
yeah.
Well-
So we'll give you guys the band. If they're anywhere nearby, we can
They're
give them
around.
the
Here they
last
come.
song.
They got their own little stage
on,
in the
guys,
back. They're double staged today.
Get your play on.
Thank you guys.
You guys don't have to be too shy.
No, but they'll keep playing songs for us for 2 hours. All right, here's Anival Fausto. Fausto. Man. Fausto. Fausto. Okay.
Come on, and you're Italian.
Come on.
This song's called Fire Rabbit. 1, 2, 3, 4. Won't you bring my baby home? Hey, it's the way we breathe when we are near each other's soul. Hey, don't run away, I'm chasing down the fire rabbit in the sky. Branding iron set to cool the lost forgotten shackles still hold strong. Through the maze of love and hate we run, now we both know we're lost in love. Saying we both know that's not